Hi, welcome to my cooking channel. Today we're going to make a classic British dessert, the famous sticky toffee pudding. This is a moist, spongy date cake served with a warm, creamy, buttery, yummy toffee sauce. There are so many different variations for this dessert, but you have to have some ingredients that are required for this recipe. I'm going to share with you some tips to make this dessert a unique holiday treat. Please stay tuned and let's start the baking. We are using 1 cup of fully packed chopped dates. We can soak the chopped dates with 1 1/4 cups of water and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Stir well, keep it aside and soak it for a minimum of 15 minutes. It is better to use room temperature eggs and softened butter. We are using 1/2 cup or 1 stick of softened butter and 3/4 cups of brown sugar. You can use a regular hand whisk or an electric hand mixer. We are whisking for 4 to 5 minutes until the sugar dissolves. Frequent scraping of the batter will be good to have a thorough, even mixing. Now the batter becomes fluffy and light in color. We are using a total of 2 eggs and we can add one at a time while we are whisking. Now we are adding 1/2 teaspoon of salt to balance the taste. We are adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract to boost the flavor. Adding 1 1/2 tablespoons of molasses is totally optional. We can scrape and mix the batter well. Now we're going to work with the soaked chopped dates. You can either use a fork or a masher or a food processor to mash the soaked dates. I used a masher since I like bits and pieces of date in the cake. Now we are sifting 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour with 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We can gently whisk or fold the flour to the egg sugar mixture. There is no need for a vigorous whisking to avoid a dense cake. Now we can add the mashed dates in 2 batches. Add 1/2 of the mashed dates, fold it, and add the other 1/2 and fold it again. You can use cupcake or funnel cake molds or ramekins for individual serving purpose or a 9-inch baking dish for multiple serving purpose. I usually grease the molds with cooking spray or butter and dust with the all-purpose flour. This will help to unmold the cakes easily. I'm using ice cream scoops to get evenly sized cakes and a uniform baking time. We are baking the cakes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes. While it was baking, we can make our rich, buttery, yummy toffee sauce. Add 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, 3/4 cups of heavy cream, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of molasses, and a pinch of salt to a heavy pot and cook for 10 minutes over low to medium heat. Adding molasses is optional. Frequent stirring is needed at this time. Simmer for another 10 more minutes over low heat and you can see bubbles at the edges. Now the sauce is ready and we can turn out the stove. The cakes are puffed up and they're looking good. We can insert a skewer, and if it is ready, the skewer comes out clean. Baking time may vary depending upon the oven. We can cool the cakes on a rack for 15 to 20 minutes. The baking time may take 30 to 35 minutes if you are baking in a 9-inch baking dish. You can see the texture of soft, fluffy date pudding cake with the visible bits and pieces of dates in the cake, and I love it. We are poking some holes on the cake to soak the toffee sauce into the pudding cake. We can generously drizzle the sauce to saturate the cake. You can make slices and follow the same steps for a 9-inch cake. If you prefer a lot of sauce, you can place the cake over the sauce and drizzle more sauce over the cake. You can warm up the sauce to get a thinner consistency. Now I'm going to share with you some tips to make this dessert yummy. Please check the description box for the ingredients. Chop the dates into smaller pieces and soak in boiling water with the baking soda and keep it aside at least for 15 minutes. It's your choice to puree or mash the dates to get bits and pieces of dates in the cake. Use a room temperature eggs and butter. Overmixing the cake batter and overbaking may result in a dense cake. Pour the sauce after you poke the holes on the cake. You can reheat the sauce to make a thinner consistency for easier pouring and soaking of the cake. It is good to serve with the warm, rich, buttery toffee sauce and paired with the ice cream. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon with another great recipe and have a great day.